Hi there, it's Gina Gardner here, and this is day one of my happiness challenge. Isn't it interesting how most people, when you talk to them, they just simply want to be happy, and yet they find it really difficult? I'm Gina Gardner. I'm an international best-selling author and my latest bestseller is Thriving Not Surviving, The 5 Secrets to Happiness, Success and Fulfillment. And on day one, I want to share 2 strategies that if you use either one of them, they will make your life much happier. But if you use both of them together, they are incredibly powerful. So let's get straight in there. We allow ourselves to take on board other people's moods. We give other people the power to decide on how we're going to be. How often do you hear a phrase like, he made me unhappy, or she made me angry? What we do, so many of us, so much of the time, is we hand our power over to somebody else, the power over our emotions. Nobody can make you unhappy or angry or frustrated unless you choose to let them. Now, that might sound a difficult thing, but actually it's a pretty simple thing. Because when you recognize that everything we do is a choice, even not choosing is a choice, then once you decide, I'm going to be responsible for my own physical, emotional, spiritual well-being. I am, after all, the common denominator in my life. I'm with me from the moment I'm born to the moment I die. So it makes sense to take the power of how I'm feeling into my own hands. Because the trouble is, if you hand it to somebody else, you have to put up with what they give you. And very often what they give you is what's right for them and not for you. 95% of what we do is habitual, and we don't actually think things through at all. It just defaults into the pattern of behavior and thinking and language that we've always had. So I'm going to urge you through this happiness challenge to start to be conscious of the way in which you think. And in doing that, you'll be in the top 2% of the world's population. Because 98% of people, I was reading a bit of research at the weekend, 98% of people, most of the time, are living in a way which is generated by their habitual thinking. They're not mindful about the way in which they think. So take responsibility for you. If someone else is making you unhappy, either do something to get them to stop or walk away. Now, I know that sounds simplistic, but the moment you take the power into your own hands, it's my choice whether I want to be happy or I want to let somebody else impact on my happiness and make me feel unhappy, make me feel lesser. Then it's as if I'm handing over a mug of tea to you. You don't have to take it, it's your choice. You can choose to take it or not. And so that's a really, really important principle, and one at the heart of living a much happier life much more of the time. Now, of course, I'm not saying that you're going to walk around with a silly grin on your face, being beatifically happy, that's a difficult word to say, the whole of the time. Of course, negative things happen. But it's up to you how long you allow that negative thing to make you feel unhappy. And over the 7 days, I'll be sharing with you a number of strategies that can help you move from that place of being in a negative state into being a happy, more positive state more easily, more of the time. So, number 1, take responsibility for you in every aspect of your life. Unless you're tiny, you're less than 5 years of age, you can start to take responsibility for the way in which you are feeling, being, acting. Now, of course, it's a process, and when you're a child, it's one of those things that you have to learn. And sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. But there are many of us as adults who still behave in that childish way. And I'm going to encourage you to be childlike rather than childish. So, take responsibility. Number 2 is to recognize just how difficult we make it to feel happy. We create all sorts of conditions. The I'll be happy when syndrome, I call it. So I'll be happy when I've got the perfect job, and all of my subordinates listen to everything I say, that the company is completely profitable all the time, when I've got the big house and it's perfect, when I've got the fast car, when my relationship with my significant other is perfect, there's not a cross word, and everything is wonderful, when the children tidy their bedroom without being asked, and when the dog is well behaved. And the list goes on and on and on. And each time it's not either or, I need this to happen, and this, and this, and this, and this. And we create so many hoops for ourselves to jump through before we'll allow ourselves to be happy. It's no wonder that it is so rare. I find it fascinating that people in very primitive areas where they literally are living from hand to mouth often have a much higher happiness rating than us in the Western world with all of our material goods. I believe it may, in part, large part, be because there is such a strong sense of community, and the expectations of life are that you will have your family, that you'll have enough to eat, and not a great deal else. Now, I'm not suggesting that that's what you aim for, but you can make things so much happier if you choose to make your criteria easy to manage. So I'll share mine with you. I'll be happy every time I hear from a friend, every time I see the sunshine, every time I look out of the window and I see a beautiful plant or an amazing tree or a lovely cloud, every time I have a good cup of tea, every time I wake up and realize it's a new day. I choose to be happy whenever there is something to be grateful for. That means I'm happy a lot of the time. Now, it's your choice. You can give yourself this huge list of hoops that you've got to go through, hurdles to be crossed before you can be happy. And that will create for you one quality of life. Or you can choose to be happy about all of the good things in your life, and there will be many. Every time I have a hot shower, for example, I was on a course a couple of weeks ago, and I was really frustrated by the fact that the showers came out cold. It made me really appreciate my nice hot shower when I got home. It made me incredibly happy to be under that hot water, to appreciate just how lucky I am. So my challenge to you is, first and foremost, to start to think mindfully, to actually choose how you want to be and not to hand that responsibility over to anybody else. And secondly, to really examine the criteria that you have in place before you'll give yourself permission to be happy. Make it easy. Change your criteria so it's not and, but it's every time and any time that those single things in your life occur, and so that you can increase the depth of your happiness and the spread of your happiness. So today is just day one. There are 7 days in the challenge. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. With love. Bye now. Oh, before I finish, go to the website, genuinely-and-the-word-you.com. There's lots of free resources there. You can pick up a free digital copy of my book, Thriving Not Surviving, The 5 Secret Pathways of Happiness, Success and Fulfillment. You can sign up for free for my free Genuinely You TV series, which goes into lots more detail about all sorts of things which can help you live a happier, more contented and successful life. So really look forward to seeing you on the next one. I'll put the link into the comments. Please share this, spread a little happiness, and let us know through the chat box how you are. Shirley said that this country is not greatly community oriented. People in other countries where they're rarely alone are so much more spiritually fulfilled. They feel a sense of belonging, and here we have to look for company. And I would say to you, if you've got neighbours, perhaps you don't know them, why don't you knock on their door and invite them in for a cup of coffee? Smile as you go past a stranger in the street. Learn to be part of your community. Go and join something where you can make contact, because loneliness is the scourge of the Western society. I absolutely agree with you, Shirley. Please pass this on. Let people know that they're not alone and that there are people there who want to help them get the best out of life. And that's what Genuinely You is all about. So genuinely-you.com, there's lots of resources there. Go and have a look. And if you really want to be part of something, then look at the Thrive Together tribe. That's been designed to be a community where you don't have to be lonely. So take care, and I'll see you in the next challenge. Bye now.